Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Xenosaga Episode 1. Last time, we escaped with Ziggy and Momo, and then had a couple of cutscenes here where we had lunch or dinner or something. This time, we're going to let Andrew Trankoff's curry get really cold while we go and dick around for, well, ever. Anyway, let's head forward here. There are some new emails now that we're back in control of Shion. I don't think anybody else gets emails, so... Anyway, first one is automatically obtained at this point. This one creates the EVS Environmental Simulator. Basically, it allows you to go back to areas you've already been to. This was a staple of the Xenosaga series and is very helpful. We can go back to multiple points, and that will be important later on. But at least when I tried to use the save point around here in my testing, it seemed to glitch up and go to the menu, so I'm not going to use it right away. But we will get there at some point. Anyway, that's what it looks like. And since, alright, this guy has something to talk about, why not? But yeah, there's actually one on this ship, so I was going to go show it to you, but anyway. Items you forgot, going back specifically to do the segment address side quest, because most of the ones show up and then you leave the area without getting the key, and then you'll go back later. Luckily, there's not too many of them. I think there's 18 in this game, so it's not too bad. Some areas you don't have access to certain parts of it during your first playthrough, either because story takes you past it or whatever. Anyway, if I haven't mentioned it by now, that little bunny avatar, they talk about it, I think, in the database in episode 3. It's a little different than, it's like a mascot for like a big company, and everybody stole it, and it's like a little AI in this case that Shion created because she likes the little bunny. I don't know, it's not super important, but anyway, let's get ourselves some emails. I think this is the one I wanted to go to. There's an item in this one that, these are the crew quarters, by the way. Usually there's nothing but robots in here, or droids, or whatever they call them in this version of the game. Yeah, there's no one in there. Okay, just randomly mash the button over here on the couch, and you get a disarm key. I will explain how you're supposed to know that when we get to the person that tells us about it. But I might as well get it now, since that would require backtracking if I waited till later. There's a droid in that one who will allow you to rest for free if you go in there and talk to him. Do I need to rest? No. So, okay. Sure, why not? Alright, so up here, turn on fast forward because you walk way too slow, is that, well, okay, they don't put the EVS plate on it yet, but over here, turn that off, is a shop, and we can buy stuff. We can also buy other pieces of equipment. I will be doing this later, depending on certain things. Anyway, you can also buy some of these items. This one clears all your status. This is physical status removal. That's mental status removal. If we remember back to Xenogears, yeah, so Mensol, Physisol, and whatever that one was. That's a Zetasol, and that's a Rosasol, and that's a whatever it is, Physisol, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of weird names in that one. They changed all the names when it comes to this one. There's an area over here that leads to the airlock. And of course, we get a little warning here not to go there because that would be stupid. The only one left on the bridge right now is Tony. Of course, he's got to fly the ship, so we'll leave him to his own designs. Now, there should be, yeah, depending on where you go, there is one more around here, but you got to get to a certain spot. This one over here, if you're on the far right side of the screen, you can do it there as well. We do want to read this email. That would be helpful. Anyway, we recently announced something about a drug thing. It's all in gray, so we don't need to read it. This is entirely a result of your investment, and for doing the investment that we did for 500 G or whatever it was, we get 5 Ether Pack S's, which I'm not sure if that's really all that worthwhile, but Anyway, the most important thing is the market price for this item has also been reduced by approximately 10% all across the board. But it's not just that item. I think it's pretty much all items in general, like all normal types of items. So let's download, and basically from downloading that, I guess we get the ether packs as well as the discount. So now we'll get a discount whenever we go to the shops. One of the reasons why I didn't buy anything up until now. Anyway, here's the elevator. This, like, that's the entire main floor of the Elsa. It's not very big, but it is what it is. This will be the basement. And, of course, cutscene before basement. That works, too. I wanted to get one more thing, but... This song should be familiar for those who have played Xenosaga.
So we finally meet.
Finally?
Now, where does the real you exist?
What do you mean, real you?
Good night.
Did Chaos know that he was coming in before he opened the door? That doesn't make any sense.
I guess nobody's here.
Really? You don't say. Well, somebody's here. KOS-MOS. Apparently he stood like half in the room and just Trankov's blind and couldn't see him, I guess. Oh well. Okay. Starting to remind me of somebody else who is kind of off. Standing over top of an artificial life form. He just didn't get close enough to smell. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Virgil in that situation, but oh well.
So
You're the what? What? I guess this is Trankov's flashback. But we don't learn much here.
I trust this will work correctly. But why?
And your mystery friend is now gone. Not sure who that turned out to be. Not off the top of my head, anyway. They don't give you enough, you know, to look at.
Yes.
Energy bypass is subject secure.
Well, what's going on here?
Control bindings released to level 6.
That's amazing.
Everybody down on the floor!
We've seen these guys before. These are UTIC soldiers.
This facility is now under control of the UTIC organization.
And that sounds like
Any
Trankov.
resistance whatsoever will be met with deadly force. So don't even think about trying anything. As long as you follow our orders, you will not be harmed.
This
We
is not where
appreciate your
KOS-MOS was. Oh, it's the earlier body. We kind of saw it briefly in Shion's flashback. But yeah, considering what's going on, this must be 2 years ago when KOS-MOS woke up last time and went to town on everyone. Holy crap. Glad she didn't do that this time. No wonder Shion was afraid. I would run too. Uh-oh. So, that means Trankov survived, if that was who I thought it was. His voice sounded similar, that's for sure. How did he manage that? With cannons? Apparently not. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. KOS-MOS is badass. At least she's not that evil this time, hopefully. Maybe?
Is this the same archetype from before?
So there we go. We have confirmation. He was there. You're shaking there. Considering what we just saw her withstand, I have doubts that that's going to work anyway. Seems like he couldn't do it. Whether that's out of fear or another reason, I'm not sure. Now, the database is updated at random intervals, well, not random, but they just don't explain them when they are. Oh, we can blow up some stuff back there. But now we can't get it. Well, we'll go get it in a moment here. But they don't explain when they update the database, so when it comes to the database, I'm going to be checking at certain times that kind of work plot-wise, so we're not interrupting a dungeon or anything with it. So I am going to go into the database a little bit today, hopefully. Okay. And there isn't much time remaining, so this is, I think this is to do with, which one is this for again? I think this is for helping out with the thief who broke into Vector. So you won't get this unless you said yes to that. Okay. Yeah, so that sounds about right. That's probably what that's from. Usually when that happens, we get to talk to the bunny. Go up here, let's blow up some stuff, even though we've got Trenkov's curry, it's just going to sit there and get cold. Okay, so there's a ladder here from B1 to B2. We won't go down there for now, but I will show off where it is because it overlaps with the other area. This little button here, if you talk to it, it will explain things. It'll block off the area that I'm in now and electromagnetize the floor around here. So, yeah. They're telling you, just like on the Woglinde, they're telling you, here's that area, that we will be able to do that, and it probably will be helpful at some point. Anyway, with that being said, let's explore the last little bit here, and then we'll get into some database stuff here. Now, there's already a Let's Player who's done this game, who's gone into and read every single entry to the audience from the database. I have no interest in doing that. Half the stuff in there is not interesting, and the stuff that is interesting, I will kind of go into, and I'll read bits and pieces of it, but I'm not going to just sit there and read the whole thing for episodes on end. Anyway, she seemed to be asleep. Didn't want to bother her. And someone was coming into the room. And Shion, of course, I guess must have designed the frame that KOS-MOS is in. Frame, in terms of KOS-MOS, just refers to her body since she's all mechanical anyway. And the person inside, for lack of a better term, is the AI, the OS that they've put in there, the fake personality, whatever they want to call it. He went into the maintenance lab, where KOS-MOS is. Thanks. Anyway, can I do anything with this? Safety lock for electromagnetic floor converter. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so let's go up here first. Going down to the bottom is where we'll want to go at the end. Now, blow up some more stuff, and find another segment address. Number 8. We don't have the decoder for 8 yet. No, was there anything else down there? No, there's not. So, see, if we go up here, the areas are kind of disconnected there, but it kind of looks like they go together. If you got the disarm key, this will work. If you don't have the disarm key, it'll tell you you need the disarm key. Once you have the disarm key, and again I got it in the lower cabin there, the southern one, Then you can go over here, and you can get the items on either side. This one contains money, not a big deal. This one, far more important. Definitely want to come down here. I feel sorry for Commander Trankov. He's not going to get very warm food. But down here, there's a whole bunch of these, so let's blow them all up. And we get some monies, a biosphere, most importantly, the Decoder 10, and a spirit pendant, which we could actually buy. We will go into that area up above there, but we don't have access to it until we continue going up north. Now, over to the left over here, we have more junk. Ether upgrade A, medkit. Why are we getting medkits? And a biosphere. And fast forward. Now, up here is where those stairs lead that I was showing you before. But we don't have no need to go over there. Let's go through here. And we'll go down the stairs. And we just arrived north of that area that we saw before. Now, there's nothing in these right now, but after later events, there actually will be something in these things. So let's just blow these up real quick and turn off fast forward. We'll grab an Ether Upgrade S, some money, chat with you for a moment. What are you doing? Looking for the commander. Yeah, what happened to the pod we were in? The escape pod? We cleared it out already. Maybe small, but military escape pods use cutting-edge technology. They sell for quite a bit. Did you sell my escape pod? You probably shouldn't have said that, buddy. Please pretend you didn't hear it. It was all the captain's idea. Really, it's not my fault. Sure, the military, it's just another piece of equipment. If you talk to him again, she scolds him for pointing the finger at the captain a little too fast. You're the only one who can protect yourself. Anyway, here we get a fiber suit, another segment address door, this is number 14, and some more money. Now, do note this for later because I'll be coming back here off screen when the plot tells us to come here. This is the catapult area. There's nothing else particularly interesting here, and since the way back is the same as you would expect, as just walking back, I will walk back to where we saw Chaos, and I will see you there. Alright, and we're back to where we saw Chaos there. We've already spoken with him. And now the only other location is to go down this way. I do want to pick up all the treasure today, and I was expecting to get into the database. I may or may not. I might start the next episode with it instead. Down here. Now, here, we can find out... Can I talk to him from here? I can't. Fortunately, this is the eggs hanger, by the way. Hardest worker on the ship. You've installed locks on the slide deck, which is what we just went into. But when I was cleaning in one of the cabins, I lost the disarm key. Should be easy enough to find. All you need to do is press circle button. It's a pain because the cabin's huge. So yeah, that's how you're supposed to know to go look for the disarm key. This guy sells things. Now, he also has a speech accent thing where random letters are capitalized. Now, this is all for your eggs. This really acts a lot like, in terms of the tuning, by frame, more HP. By generator, more damage. It works a lot like it does in Xenogears, except for in this game, you basically never need to use them, and so we don't. I'm not going to waste any money on it. Now, there is a point in the game, and I'll try and remember to mention this ahead of time, where there's a rather difficult fight, especially the first time you play the game. I remember I had to resort to using my eggs, and I hadn't upgraded them very much, so even that was difficult. But once you get in there, you can't get out to upgrade them, so your choices are either grinding your characters or using, your eggs. I'm not going to use the eggs because I don't care, but yeah, definitely you may want to, and I will let you know ahead of time so that you can buy the appropriate gear. Now, KOS-MOS and the commander are up there, but down here, turn on fast forward real quick, are two things. One, over here, you get some items, 5 Ether Upgrade A's, very nice. Can I go down there? Thank you. and this one. This room contains, I don't think there's anything in either of those, but we head down here and go all the way down here, we get a coat beam, which, like you would expect with the coat, same with the coat lightning, it reduces damage by like 20% or 25 or something like that. Anyway, I can get into the database a little bit right now, I guess. Before we go in there, let's head into the database real quick, and then we'll start the next episode and go through the rest of the stuff. That way I'm not bogging you down too much right now. Now, as you can see, there's question mark number out of 123. There's a bunch of different ones here. So that's 2, it's 1, 3, 4, etc. As you get more keywords, they'll fill in and all of your numbers will change. I'm not sure if I have... Okay, yeah, let's get all the way to the bottom here. Yeah, so there's already... Oh no, they're just in random spots, that's all. Okay, never mind. I don't know. Anyway, I've noted down, I went and I read pretty much all of these, and I noted down some of the more interesting ones to take a look at. I don't know if we were ever introduced to the fact that AGS stands for Anti-Gnosis Weapon System, which is somewhat interesting. The most important part about this is the bottom paragraph there. The primary power source, called the transmit generator, does not contain any fuel or energy conversion device. All energy is transmitted directly into these generators from the mothership or base station. Thus, the term generator is not appropriate for these systems. Now, why that actually has any importance on it is it basically references exactly what happened in Xenogears. All of the gears in that game had slave generators that drew on energy from whatever it did. I won't say it in this case. Well, I might as well. It was basically, they drew it from the Zohar, or at least the animal ones did, but the Omni gears. But yeah, so basically they kind of took that idea and added in here, which I thought was pretty cool. Brief one on Alan. He's actually rather wealthy, bottom paragraph there, but does not share the background with anyone. That continues to be a non-factor because they never mention it and it never plays a role. His hobby is fishing. Okay. Anyway, android, an artificial humanoid life form. And they'll reference something in actual, like in our world, and then completely break the fourth wall and go, during the game, a character comments, "It's hard to believe they're making an android in this day and age." Someone on the Woglinde said that. He fails to recognize the fact that realians, whose biological structure is nearly identical to that of humans, can also be categorized as an android. Now, it's pretty cool that they kind of acknowledge this. Whoever did the translation for this game, specifically whoever wrote these entries in the database, had a lot of fun with it. There's a lot of really cool ideas that they worked on here. Now, there's a bunch of other ones here. You can come in here and take a look at all the ones you want on your own time if you're playing along, but I have no interest in showing off every single one. It just takes too long. Anyway, the connection gear is the PDA or cell phone thing that Shion uses in order for using the plugins like the vaporizer and the database and all that stuff. The final paragraph makes me laugh. Best thought of as an advanced version of a PC or a wireless phone. I don't know who translated this, but it was back in 2001. I guess, did they still call them a wireless phone at that point? They don't even call it a cell phone anymore. It's always a smartphone. But yeah, it's basically a PC in your pocket at this stage, so I don't know. I just thought that was kind of amusing. It dates the game a little bit, which is kind of cool. Now, DIG Beta. Now, this is what Commander Trankov suggested to the other people that were kind of working with him, that they should take a safe dosage of to induce a coma. Now, this is an actual plant as far as this game tells me. It's extremely poisonous. When ingested in quantities above a safe dosage, can induce a coma. Basically, yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm not sure where the name comes from either. I didn't bother to look it up, but I just think it's pretty cool that they actually mention that. We already looked at DME addiction, the DSSS, which I said I didn't know what it was before. Yeah, the database has that, of course, and developed by Vector, used to detect Gnosis in the imaginary realm. Now, what they do in the database anyway, not much in the actual plot of the game, is they actually refer to where the Gnosis are and the fact that they're in what they refer to, even though it's not technically correct, an imaginary realm. There's the real realm, the normal realm where humans are, and then there's the imaginary realm where the Gnosis are. And what KOS-MOS can do with her Hilbert effect, and Momo as well as the DSSS, they basically merge those two ideas. They merge those two worlds to a point where the two can interact properly. I guess when the Gnosis interact with us without having the Hilbert effect active, they can do something, but I guess it goes wrong or whatever weirdness. Anyway, basically the idea is it's an ability for eggs mainly to detect Gnosis and be able to hopefully hurt them. More so detect than hurt, because the Hilbert effect is really what helps that come to fruition. But anyway, that's pretty much all the time I have for this episode of Let's Play Xenosaga. So next time we will continue with the Elsa, and we will both talk about the database entry of the Elsa, and then continue to move forward on the Elsa and get some stuff done. That's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.